We can with this open up the forum for questions.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have one question. Yes, आज मैंने मतलब भागवत गीता स्टार्ट की थी सर, थोड़ी बहुत पढ़नी स्टार्टिंग का। तो उसमें सर लिखा था कि इसका जो इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट था उसमें लिखा था कि जो ये भगवत गीता का जो नॉलेज है एक्चुअली ये उन स्कॉलर्स के लिए होता है जिनके अंदर जिज्ञासा होती है समझने की या लाइफ के बारे में जानने की कि अल्टीमेटली एम क्या है इस लाइफ का। मतलब उसमें एक वर्ड था ब्रह्म जिज्ञासु एंड अर्जुना वाज अ क्लियर डेफिनेशन ऑफ दैट type of scholar, so that the Krishna has himself came on the battlefield and tried teaches him what is the right and wrong. Sir, what is the quality of that jigyasu brahma jigyasu scholar to learn the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita?
Good question, Suraj. So I'll very quickly answer this question. So when it is said that this knowledge is meant for one who is inquisitive, who's curious, what it really means is as follows. Point number one, please appreciate that getting knowledge is like eating. If you are not hungry, and if you are eating, what will it cause? It will cause indigestion. Similarly, when this knowledge is given to somebody who is not hungry, who is not curious enough, then he is actually not able to appreciate this knowledge. In fact, that is one of the purposes of illusion in this world, that one is actually, though one is in need, he is not realizing he is in need. So one may be diseased, but he is not realizing he is diseased, and therefore whenever somebody is giving medicine also, he is saying, no, I will not take medicine. So when it is said that, this is a prerequisite to understand Bhagavad Gita, it means that we are at least, first of all, supposed to be at the human platform. If you know that there is a difference between human beings and animals, right? In Mahabharata, the shloka comes, ahara nidra bhayamaithunam cha samanya etat pashubhir narana dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho dharme nahina pashubhir samana. Animals cannot read Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because animals are only interested in eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But human beings, they can inquire about the higher truths of life. They can inquire about who am I? Who is God? Does God exist? What am I supposed to do with God? What is this world? Why should I die? Why is there disease? Why is there birth? And all these things. And that is what is the beginning of human life. And Athato Brahma Jigyasa, like that. So the curiosity which has been talked about is, who am I? What is death? What is the perfection of life? What am I supposed to do? What are my duties? Should I do this? Should I do that? That's the curiosity we're talking about. Okay. Does that answer your question, Suraj?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else would like to ask any other question?
Hello.
And others can.
Hello.
Suraj, you can go on mute. Others can go on mute. Yeah. Yes, Pratik.
Hello.
Yes, Pratik.
हेलो सर, आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन। सर, जैसा कि आपने कल बताया था कि जो लॉर्ड कृष्णा है, लॉर्ड कृष्णा सुप्रीम है, और सर अगर शिव पुराण के अकॉर्डिंग देखें उसमें एक स्टोरी है कि एक बार सुप्रीम के लिए फाइट हुई थी लॉर्ड विष्णु के बीच में और ब्रह्मा जी बीच में, और लॉर्ड शिवा ने आके उसे आखिरी में सॉल्व किया था। तो सर लॉर्ड विष्णु सुप्रियर थे, तो ये फाइट क्यों हुई थी?
Sorry, repeat your last sentence, Pratik. Repeat your last sentence.
सर लॉर्ड विष्णु ही सुपीरियर थे, तो फिर सुपीरियरिटी के लिए फाइट क्यों हुई थी लॉर्ड विष्णु और ब्रह्मा के बीच में, और फिर एक लॉर्ड शिव ने क्यों आके उसे सॉल्व किया था?
Okay, so this pastime is indeed mentioned in some Purana. So first of all, Pratik, we have to understand that there are various shastras. Okay, there are various scriptures, and the various scriptures are meant for different kinds of audiences. As I forgot whether we have discussed this in one of the previous sessions or not. There are different kinds of people in this world, and not everybody is looking for the best. Somebody also wants, to fulfill their material desires. Somebody is in mode of sattva-guna, mode of goodness. Somebody is in mode of passion, rajoguna, and somebody is in mode of ignorance, tamoguna. So there are different kinds of people all over the world, and they have different desires, and they approach the shastras. Vedas are called as desire trees. कल्पतरु, जो वैदिक लिटरेचर्स है, वेद, उपनिषद, पुराण, इनको कल्पतरु बोला जाता है। इसमें अगर आप टेररिज्म ढूंढोगे, आपको टेररिज्म मिल जाएगा। अगर आपको टेररिज्म चाहिए, तो अगर आप आपको जस्टिफाई करना है मैं सबको मारूंगा खत्म करूंगा तो आपको यहाँ से मिलेगा, अगर आपको कुछ चाहिए आपको उसका ज्ञान यहाँ से मिलेगा, अगर आपको धन चाहिए उसका ज्ञान यहाँ से मिलेगा. So Vedas have been called as desire tree. So first thing which we have according to time, place and circumstances, according to the people who are reading that, according to their state of consciousness, according to who they are ready to consider as supreme. For example, Tamogun ke liye there are 6 Puranas and Shiv Puran is one of them, and those 6 Purans they actually talk about how Shivji is the supreme. Right? Why? Because they are addressing those people who cannot digest the fact that Vishnu or Krishna is supreme. For them it is said that okay, don't worry. So answer number 1. Answer number 2 is that you have to understand that there are these various gradations and how there is a topmost shastra which has been called as an essence of all the shastras. So that is what Bhagavad Gita has been talked about. So in Gita Mahatmya, it is said that all the shastras are like cow. And Lord Krishna is like the milkman who is milking the cow, and Arjun is like the calf who is drinking the milk of the cow, and the Shastras, all the Upanishads, all the Vedas and Puranas is Bhagavad Gita. Now, according to Bhagavad Gita, we have to understand who is the Supreme Lord, right? That's the second point. And third point is, many times, Lord actually does various different kinds of pastimes, various leelas he does. This is something which I had talked about in one of the previous sessions as well, that many times we cannot apply too much logic behind these leelas. Logic has to be applied in Tattva. We have to understand Tattva from the topmost scriptures, and then we have to apply logic in Tattva. We cannot apply logic in Leela. For example, as far as Leela is concerned, Lord Krishna is also becoming a chariot driver of Arjun. So if somebody sees that, somebody may think that, oh, then Arjun is God, Krishna is not God, right? So then he will come to wrong conclusions. God is God and he can do whatever he wants. God can also run away from battle. When Lord fought with Jarasandha, he fought with him 17 times, and every time when he would fight, Jarasandha would bring many demons, and Lord will kill all the demons and leave Jarasandha. Again it would happen, again it would happen. That happened for 17 times, and 17 times Lord actually ran away from that battlefield because he had to actually save Rukmini, because Rukmini was in danger, right? So for that, Lord is glorified as Ranan Shod, right? In fact, this is one of the things which actually established that how Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is not worried about his reputation at all. He is just worried about whatever is best for others, whatever is best for everybody else. So are these 3-4 reasons very clear to you, Pratik?
यस सर. सर एक और क्वेश्चन था सर, जैसे कि लॉर्ड कृष्णा सुप्रीम है तो वो किसी चीज से बाउंड है क्या, टाइम या किसी से भी?
नो, that is the definition of supreme. He is not bound by anything. On the other hand, Lord Shiva is bound.
Hello?
Yes. Yes, Pratik.
Sorry sir, network problem थी आपकी बात.
Pratik, I heard your question. So Pratik's question was that we say Krishna is supreme. So is Krishna bound by anything? Is Krishna bound by time or space? So the answer is Krishna is not bound by anything, but there is one thing which can bind Krishna, and that is love. Krishna can only be bound by love. As you know that famous story of Damodar Leela, where Mother Yashoda is trying to run and catch him, but it is said that how even yogis and demigods, greatest of yogis and greatest of demigods, Brahma, Shiva, none of them can catch Krishna. Yashoda also was trying to catch Krishna. She was not able to catch Krishna. But then Krishna himself allows himself to be tied by the rope of the love of a pure devotee. Like that. That's the only thing which can bind Krishna, nothing else. He is called as Bhakta Vatsal.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Yes, Mayank.
Sir, I want to ask a question, sir. Sir, it does not show arrogance that saying I am supreme personality. I am
very good question. You very much think like me, Mayank. Actually, when I was in IIT first year, 2020 years back, do I look that old, by the way?
No, sir.
So 20 years back, when I heard that in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is telling in 2-3 chapters, he is telling, Aham sarvasya prabhavo, mattah paratam nanyat, and all that, and oh Arjun, whatever good you see in this world, consider that to be just a fraction of my opulence, and so on and so forth. Krishna says, I am the source of everything, I am the best of everything, I am the essence of everything. 3 things Krishna says. Please remember, what are the 3 things Krishna says? I am the source of everything, I am the best of everything, I am the essence of everything. Like Krishna says, I am the taste of water. So it's a very natural question somebody may ask, is it not arrogance? Is it not pride? What kind of an egomaniac person this Supreme Lord is? So then one day I came across a very, very wonderful answer for this. Once a very, very rich businessman, he came to a temple. And he also actually asked the same question to one of the pujaris there. And this pujari was a very learned person in Bhagavad Gita. And this rich businessman, he asked the pujari, "Arey, my dear sir, please tell me why Lord Krishna is so proud. Why is he telling I am this, I am that?" So this pujari very humbly asked this person, "By the way, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. Can you please tell who you are?" And this rich business said, "Oh, actually, you don't know me. Actually, owner of this one so company. And then this Pujari said, oh, okay. So where is your company? Like, you have only one branch in Pune. So this happened in Pune, by the way. So you have only one branch in Pune and all. So he said, no. Actually, I have many branches. Mine is like a multinational company, and I have many branches. I have branches all over India, and I have also branches in US and some parts of Europe, and I have also some branch in Australia as well. And this Pujari said, oh, okay. And so you all manage everything all on your own, or like you have some employees also? And this businessman said, no. Actually, I have 60,000 employees, in my company. They are all employed, and I have different firms. Actually, this is not my only company. I have many firms, and in all total, I have 60,000 employees. And actually, I give salary to all of them, and that is how it is. And the Pujari says, hey, how proud you are? Huh? You are saying you are owner, you are this, you have these companies, you have this branch. No, why you are so arrogant? You are so proud. The businessman said, "Arey, you asked me, so I am telling you. You asked who am I? I am telling who am I." This Pujari said, exactly. Arjun asked Krishna who you are, and Krishna is telling. Arjun asked for Krishna, please give your introduction. Krishna is giving his introduction. Does that clarify, Mayank?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Anybody else?
Sir, I have one more question, sir.
Suraj, it's a Gaurav. No, Suraj or Gaurav? Who is asking?
Sir, Suraj.
Yes, Suraj.
Yes,
you
sir.
have many questions.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Sir, as you told, sir, that in your school there was a motto, from darkness to light.
Yeah.
In the same way, in our school was Christian minority school. So there was a term was fear of Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
Yes, that's also a very famous slogan. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, so I want to know that, sir, in our life, the life can be more simpler than we think of it.
Yes. As coronavirus is also teaching us now.
Yes, sir. Yes. We are the one who make it more complex than it is so simpler.
Correct.
So, sir, the fear of the Lord is necessary in our life, actually, sir. सर कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि सर हमें पता होता है कि चीजें गलत होती हैं, बट हम ये सोचते हैं कि चलो कोई देख नहीं रहा, मैं कर देता हूँ गलती. बट अगर वो फियर हमारे अंदर हो कि नहीं, ऊपर जो गॉड है वो देख रहा है, तो अल्टीमेटली हम कई चीजों से जो गलत काम होते हैं या फिर जो कई चीजें हैं हम बच सकते हैं, सर. सर, तो अल्टीमेटली जो फियर ऑफ लॉर्ड है ये जरूरी है कि लव फॉर द गॉड ज्यादा जरूरी है?
वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, वेरी गुड. सूरज, यू आर अ वेरी इंटेलिजेंट मैन. So let me answer in 2-3 things. These are my favorite questions, actually. So point number 1, it is said knowledge begins with fear of God, but it culminates in love of God. So that is how what you are saying, this versus that, it's not this versus that. It begins with fear of God, and when you go through various stages in the journey, it culminates in love of God. Point number 1. Point number 2, this point of fearing God to some extent, and then therefore helping us to remain on the right path, is actually a very valid point. Because imagine you go to an organization and you've seen these boards which says that caution, you are under surveillance. It's a CCTV. The whole area is protected by CCTV cameras, and you are under surveillance. You've seen these boards written in places when you sometimes go, and then people become careful. Sometimes in the lift also they have put CCTV cameras, right? And people become careful that now I should not do anything here and there because I'm being watched. Now please imagine, that's how actually Lord Krishna's CCTV cameras are there all over the entire creation. Wherever any other CCTV camera cannot reach, Lord's CCTV camera is there. And therefore, we should not do anything, to hide from God, because nothing can be hidden from God. Whatever we may not know about ourselves, He also knows. Like there was this famous story in Mahabharata that, one boy is asked that, can you go and eat this apple? So this teacher gave one apple to all the disciples, one apple to all the students. He wanted to test how much they have understood the knowledge of the Shastras. So he gave one apple to all the students, and he said that you can eat this, but there is one condition: you have to eat it at a place where nobody watches you. So one student goes and hides under a table. One student goes behind a tree. One student goes and goes to the other side of the house. One student goes and locks himself up in a room. Like that, every student goes to some nook and corner where nobody is watching, and then he is eating that apple and coming in front of the guru and saying, "Sir, eaten, condition satisfied, eaten, condition satisfied." Like that, everybody was reporting to the guru. But one student, he did not come back only. And then guru and all the students started searching, where is this person? And he was there only with this apple, And guru said, why you didn't go anywhere? Why did you not do your homework? And the student said, sir, you told that I have to eat the apple where nobody is watching me. But there is no place where nobody is watching me. There are all these 10 directions, all the demigods, and ultimately the Supreme Lord is watching us everywhere. So this is not possible. So indeed, it is a fact that we are being constantly observed and monitored by the Lord himself and by his agents, and therefore none of our actions can go unnoticed. And coming to the second question, that yes, then should it be fear of God or should it be love of God? So as I said, it begins with fear of God, but it culminates in love of God. Fear of God is not the best platform to be in. For example, if you are staying with your parents just because you are afraid of them, it is better than not staying with them, but it's not the best. Better would have been, okay, you love them and therefore you are staying with them. So like that.
Sir, one more question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, हाँ, sir, like आपने बात करी starting में wisdom की, sir, basically
Yes.
wisdom.
Yes.
Sir, we are not God, so as a human being, sir, मेरे हिसाब से sir wisdom ये होती है, sir, जैसे कि theoretical आपके पास knowledge हो या ना हो matter नहीं करता, but as a human being आपकी personality या आपका जो perception है basically life को देखने का, it is more important than that.
Yes, and not only that, Suraj, values, character, behavior, and that is all which we are going to see in a part 2 of this session. So if you remember, I talked about knowledge and values, right, to become a perfect gentleman. So we discussed the knowledge part of it. Now in the next session, we'll discuss the values part of it, and that's where our personality, our character, the way we behave with others, the way we see the world, our thoughts, words, actions, all those will come in that category. We'll see that in part 2 of this session.
Okay, so sir, but मेरा सर क्वेश्चन था सर कि जैसे सर विजडम है सर, एक सेल्फ कंट्रोल लाइफ में मतलब हर एक ह्यूमन बीइंग के पास होना चाहिए सर, जैसे कि इफ समबडी यूज्ड टू अब्यूज मी और विदाउट एनी इशू और एनीथिंग लाइक दैट, बिकॉज ऑफ हीट ऑफ मोमेंट और एंगर ही यूज्ड टू अब्यूज मी, at that time what should I do? Should I control myself so that I should also not say the same with the same arrogance or with the same attitude, or to just sit be silent at that moment of time and let the God decide
your
what
question
he will
is
do
your question is tit for tat or tolerate that? That's your question. Tit for tat or tolerate that? So actually the answer depends on several factors, Suraj.
Like sir, Bharata sir, Arjuna was Krishna was always telling that tit for tat, because महाभारत मैंने देखा सर, जो भी कृष्णा ने कभी उनको वो नहीं कहा कि आप रुक जाओ, आप लड़ाई मत करो.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं. Let me clarify. So since you brought about the example of Mahabharata, let me give 2 examples from Mahabharata. When it came to killing Duryodhan and all the evil-minded people, Krishna said that you cannot tolerate, you are supposed to do the needful, you are supposed to kill. But when it came to killing Ashwathama towards the end, if you know in Mahabharata also, after the war was done, towards the end, Ashwathama killed the 5 sleeping children of Draupadi. And at that time, Arjuna became furious again. He became very, very angry. And he chased Ashwathama and he caught him red-handed and he brought him, and Bhima, on one hand, Bhimji was telling that he should be killed. And Draupadi was telling that, no, please save him. At that point in time, Krishna was wanting to see what will Arjun do. And Arjun actually, he saved Ashwathama. He just left him by giving some punishment. So please understand, when it was the cause of entire society, when it was the cause of dharma or adharma, they did not tolerate. As Kshatriyas, it was their duty to fight. But when it was for their own personal account, they did not take unnecessary revenge. Are you getting it? When the Mahabharata wars were over, dharma was already established. Yudhishthir had already become the king of the planet. At that time when Ashwathama killed these 5 sons, that was like, just a personal damage. And on the account of personal damage, there were some higher principles also which should have been considered. Like Ashwathama was the son of their own guru and things like that. So hence I said that whether we have to tolerate or whether we have to react depends on several circumstances. But these are the following general principles. Point number 1, greatness of a man has to be estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. Write it somewhere on a piece of paper and make sure that you always have it all around you at all times. I'm repeating. Greatness of a man has to be estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. If you remember in the very first session, Bhrigu Muni did a test to understand between Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva who is God. And Brahma failed that test, Shivaji failed that test, and Vishnu passed that test. Why? Because he was able to tolerate the greatest offense committed towards him. So point number 1, this is the fundamental guiding principle. As far as doing the needful is concerned, now point number 1 does not mean that now somebody will come to me, do all damage to me and I will not do anything. No. Shastra said that there are 6 people who, even if you kill, you are not doing anything wrong. One who kidnaps your wife, one who takes away your property, one who sets fire to your property, you know, and like that there are 6 aggressors who are mentioned in Shastras. When you do violence against them, that is not considered violence. So Shastras, please understand, our Sanatan Dharma is so rich. It does not talk about some rules which are written on stone. They are very, very time, place and circumstances oriented. Same thing done by this guy could be dharma, and same thing done by this guy could be adharma. Are you getting it? So they are not very, very rigid in principles, and that's why we need teachers and we need mentors who can tell us that, oh, in this situation, you are not supposed to tolerate. In this situation, you were supposed to tolerate. You understand? Ultimately, the inner emotion should always be of tolerance, the inner emotion. At this, however, as far as external behavior is concerned, it could be either of tolerance or it could be of action, depending on what is the situation and depending on who the person is. Like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And we can discuss, if you have more questions, we can discuss on a more case by case basis. So like, for example, you are telling one of your friends is abusing you. Let's just take this example for the sake of discussion, right? So one friend of mine is abusing me. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to abuse back? No, because then what will be the difference between you and him, right? If Duryodhana is, emitting poison, if Pandavas also emit poison, then they're also like the same, and we would not have been glorifying Pandavas and cursing Duryodhana right now, right? So point number 1, if your friend is giving gali to you, if your friend is abusing you, then point number 1, you are not supposed to do the same thing back. If he is really your friend, you can actually tell him in polite terms and in a very confident way that, my dear friend, please don't say like this, I don't like it. If he does not agree, he is not your friend, stay away from him. Matter over.
Okay, sir.
Right? But let's not get affected by others' negativity. Let us affect others by our positivity.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question? Okay. 454. Yeah. Yes, Gaurav.
Sir, you say Krishna is bound only by love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, but why he left the Radhaji?
Okay. So he never left. He can never leave. He never left. That's the answer. What you are thinking is some, what you are talking about is how he left Vrindavan, and then Radharani and everybody else actually started crying. So please understand, that's why we are not supposed to interpret these leelas or pastimes by our own brain. It is said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, who came in this Kali Yuga to teach us what does it mean to love Krishna and what does it mean to surrender to Krishna. He said, Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesh Tanayas Tadadham Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Vakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhor Matamidam Tatradarana Paraha. So 5 things are told in this verse. First, Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajesh Tanaya. The Supreme Lord is Krishna. Second, Tadham Vrindavanam. The supreme abode is Vrindavan. Third, the topmost devotees of the Lord are the gopis of Vrindavan. And Radharani is even supreme. So that is actually a fact. And it's not that Krishna left her. What happened was that, now these are some more intricate details which we have to understand from the authorities to hear properly what happened. It is said, Vrindavan Taja Padam Ekam Nagachati. Lord Krishna never leaves even one step out of Vrindavan. That is a fact. And Krishna never left Vrindavan. It is another form of Krishna, which is Vasudeva Krishna, which left Vrindavan. So when Akrura came, and when Akrura came, and when he carried Krishna, if you know, Mahabharata mentions that how Krishna, he took a dip in that pond, and then there the Shyam Sundar Krishna remained behind, and Vasudeva Krishna is who went to Mathura, like that. And these things are not to be seen externally. Please understand, Krishna is not by time and space. These are not to be seen externally. These are supposed to be seen from a spiritual perspective. They are not supposed to be seen like, it's not like I am with you right now, virtually, but we are physically not together, right? So if I and you can be virtually together, do you think Krishna and Radha can be virtually together or not? Right? So our understanding of physical is completely dominated by by this material world, but that's not how it is in reality, like that. And these are very, very advanced subject matters, by the way. So that we will discuss gradually as we gradually become more and more qualified to discuss these things. But for now, please understand, Krishna never left Radharani. Number 2, she is the topmost worshipper and the topmost lover of Krishna. And Krishna is called Madana Mohana Mohini. because he is controlled by Radharani. Krishna is called Madan Mohan and he is called Madan. Radharani is called Madan Mohan Mohini because she controls Krishna, like that. So that is a fact. Now everything else is some externals, and there are many hundreds and hundreds of reasons for those things. We will discuss them sometime later. Okay.
Sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
Okay, sir.
sir, if we
so Gaurav, just
knowledge,
one second. Gaurav, one more last thing, that we cannot understand these things by our own material understanding, because our material understanding is contaminated by time and space. These spiritual affairs have to be understood through spiritual intelligence and through spiritual qualification, right? Yes, Mayank.
sir,
Okay,
this
sir.
knowledge which we acquire in this human life is also dies with us when we die. Then what is the need to acquire knowledge in the next birth? We do not have. We have to start with zero, sir.
Which knowledge? This spiritual knowledge? It's not true for
Sir?
spiritual knowledge. It's true for material knowledge. Krishna says in
sir.
Bhagavad Gita, what is that? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Neha bhikrama nashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that even any slightest of advancement made on this path is never lost, and you are saved from the greatest of danger. So if you let's say become 10% devotee of the Lord in this life, in the next life you will begin from 11%. If you become 50% devotee of Lord in this life, in the next life you will become 51%. But if you become a Nobel Prize winner in this life, in the next life you will start from Baba Black Sheep, if you become a human being, if you are fortunate to be a human being. So what you are saying, who's asked Mayank, what you are saying is very true for material knowledge. It is not true for spiritual knowledge.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Like, I will give you one more example. Do you know in Shastras there is one story of Gajendra? You know that how Gajendra was caught by a crocodile, and they fought for several thousands of years, and then Gajendra, he was very, 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 very powerful. But because he was a land animal and he was powerful on land, and he was caught by a water animal, and he was in water wherein his power was going less day by day because he was not able to get his food, but crocodile's power was increasing day by day because he was in water. So therefore Gajendra started losing more and more. So till the time he felt that he'll be able to protect himself, he was trying to protect himself. But one point came wherein he realized that now he cannot protect himself. And you know what happened at that point in time? Srimad Bhagavatam says that automatically he remembered a shloka which he had memorized in his previous life as King Indradumna. So Gajendra in his previous life was King Indradumna. That time he had memorized some shlokas, and at this time in greatest danger, he actually automatically, spontaneously got remembrance of that shloka. Even as elephant, he actually recited that shloka, and immediately Lord Vishnu came on Garuda, and he, with his Sudarshan Chakra, cut off the head of the crocodile, and Gajendra was liberated. So Shastras contain many examples that how spiritual things done in the previous life, they carry on in the next life as well. As far as material things are concerned, they also carry on in the sense that they carry on in the sense of the good and bad reactions. Good and bad reactions, like that. Yes, Mayank, does that answer the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other question, anybody? So now we have 22 participants, and it is 5 o'clock completely. So maybe one more last question and then we should end, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Shivam.
Yes, sir. If Krishna is the supreme controller,
yes,
then why he make us to do wrong things?
Very
he
good
can
question.
Stop us from doing wrong things.
Very good question. In fact, there was one person who almost proved this to the whole world, that either God is not all powerful or he is not good. What was his point? His point was, see, if he is all powerful, then why he is letting bad things happen in this world? And if he is all powerful, then he must be cruel, because then only he can let bad things happen. Are you getting what I'm saying? So this philosopher, he was trying to establish that either God is weak or he is cruel, because if he is all powerful and still he is letting bad things to happen, means he is cruel, or he is not all powerful. So this question, the answer is very, very simple, Shivam. The answer is as follows. Once there was a person who had very, very long hair, and this long hair person, he went to a barber and he told the barber that, or he told to people that barbers don't exist. Why barbers don't exist? Because I'm having long hair. That argument is actually foolish. It is, absurd argument. Just because I have long hair does not mean barber does not exist. What it means is I didn't go to barber to get my hair cut. Similarly, if I am doing bad thing, that does not mean God does not exist. What it means is I'm using my independence. Please note, we all have got some independence. And the real meaning of independence is it can be used also, it can be misused also. We should not misuse our independence, but it can potentially be misused. Now, whenever we misuse our independence, Lord tries to stop it. And that is what is called as an inner voice. So among all the voices from inside, one of the voices of Paramatma, Paramatma always, that is what is our conscience. It always tries to stop a bad thing, stop us from doing a bad thing. But when we repeatedly ignore the voice of the Lord, when we repeatedly keep doing something bad, that voice becomes faint, and our heart is like a radio transistor, which has to be tuned to a particular channel. We have not tuned to the Paramatma channel, and therefore we are not able to hear his voice clearly. Right now we are hearing all various kinds of voices, which are the voice of our lust, voice of our greed, voice of envy, voice of anger, and so on and so forth. So Lord stops us. We don't pay attention to him. We do the needful, and Lord says that, okay, if you have to do, what can I do? Because Lord reluctantly sanctions. Lord does not control. Lord does not want to control us like robots. Lord wants to inspire us. Lord wants to love us. And therefore, after telling the entire Bhagavad Gita to Arjun also, Lord did not say, now Arjun, please fight. You know what he says? Now I have told you everything. You do what you want to. So that is the real nature of real love. Love never binds you. Lord is a supreme controller. Yet, he gives us independence to do what we want to do. But so that we can do the right thing, he gives Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. He gives his love letter in the form of Bhagavad Gita. That, you know what, if you do this, you will be happy. Like that. Just like if you rebel against your father will try his best to keep you at home, because that is for your ultimate welfare. But then if you are hell-bent, no, I'll go, then father, out of love, will say that, okay, go, try. I'm with you, my child. I'm with you. Ultimately, whatever makes you happy, my child. Like that Lord will say. Like that father will say. So like that Lord has come with us. Does that answer your question, Shivam?
Yes, sir. But how can we differentiate from the inner voice of God and other voice?
Very good. Who asked this? Shivam, you asked this, right? Very good.
Yes,
I knew
sir.
this question will come, and this is what is the whole meaning of purification. Remember, in one of the sessions we said that how this world is not a hotel, it is a hospital, it is a jail. This is not a hotel. होटल में हम क्या करते हैं? चलो भैया बैठ गए एसी में, पंखा में बैठ गए, हाँ भैया मेन्यू लाना, एंड देन अच्छा एक काम करते हैं आज पनीर बटर मसाला खाते, और भैया एक काम करो 2 कुलचा ले आना, उसमें एक्स्ट्रा बटर डाल के लाना, और एक चीज पिज्जा लेके आना. That is hotel. In hotel, we are there to fulfill our desires. We are there to with the enjoyment as the main purpose, right? But the Shastras say this world is not a hotel. It is a hospital. It is a jail. What is the purpose of hospital? We have a disease. We have to get cured. What is the purpose of a jail? We have committed some crime. We have to get reformed. Similarly, we are supposed to become purified. When we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When we chant several number of times in a day, for every day as sadhana, then we become purified gradually. More and more we become purified. And as we become purified more and more, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Satatam, what is that? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Lord Krishna says, one who is very intensely trying to serve me and love me by doing this sadhana every day nicely, tesham satatam yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam. I give the intelligence to him. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te, by which he can come to me. So as we become more and more purified, it is like tuning that transistor ka, that goal wala, to that particular station, and then we are able to hear the voice of Paramatma more and more clearly. So it is said, Paramatma is called as Chat Guru. Chat Guru means one who stays in our heart. And so the outside Guru helps us to find our Chat Guru. The Chat Guru helps us find the outside Guru, and outside Guru helps us find the Chat Guru. Like that it happens. And as we become more and more purified, we are able to hear the voice of Paramatma more and more clearly, which is currently subdued because of millions and millions of lives of living a rebellious life. we have not paid any attention to Paramatma so far, and therefore we have got covered. Actually, the mirror was very clean, and we were able to see our face in the mirror very cleanly. But because the mirror has now got covered by dust, Shastras talk about 3 kinds of coverings. One kind of covering is by dust. थोड़ा फूक मारेंगे ठीक हो जाएगा, अपने आप को हम अच्छे से देख पाएंगे. लेकिन the greater kind of covering is that of even before dust is smoke, covering of smoke. That is the simplest covering. उससे बड़ा covering है dust on mirror, और उससे बड़ा covering है covering of the womb on embryo. So we all have different degrees of coverings, because of which we are not able to hear the voice of Paramatma, because of which we are not able to see our real self. But as we are purified, by the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is like cleaning of the utensil. Bartan majte hai na ghar mein. It is like that. The more we do that, the more we will be able to hear the voice of Paramatma. Like that. And the most important cleaning process is chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever time you have decided. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I think with this we should end. So Suraj, does that answer your question? Suraj, Shivam, I think Shivam you asked, right? Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Hare Krishna.